Hey, everybody. Welcome to Making Connections. This is your girl, Aly. I hope everybody is doing well today. We're having some technical difficulties. Um, the hopefully maybe James will pop in a little bit later. We know that this is his Monday. James JT Sherman, co-founder of Big Woo Radio. He may or may not pop in. So I just wanted to go ahead and come forth. So, but the topic today was going to be being the difference. And so I wanted to give a definition of difference, which is a point or way in which people or things are not the same. A point or way in which people or things are not the same. So we know that there's differences between men and women. We know that there's differences between adults and adolescents, babies. We know that there's a difference if you're the parent or if you're a sibling. Like a parent can talk to you different than your sibling can talk to you. Your siblings, you just say whatever, you get into fights and stuff like that. But you don't do that with your parents. You just be like, even if you don't agree, you just be like, oh, okay, mama, okay, daddy. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference in being able to handle affairs and situations and being in lack or without. So, difference could relate to a lot of things, right? Um, so I'm multitasking. But to me, I'm sure, James was going to go a little bit deeper than that. But being the difference, in somebody's life, being the difference on your job, being the difference in your community or in your church. I mean, like I said, it could go on so many levels and cover so many things. But what is it that makes you different from someone else? Because I think a lot of times we are uncomfortable with our difference. We're uncomfortable being, the oddball that people would call us. And so a lot of times we compare ourselves with other people. Okay, do we have the same education level? Do we dress to the same standard? Do we live in the same kind of development or drive the same kind of car? At least, could be a BMW and a Lexus, but is it the same, um, to the same standard? Or are we different? And then if you are you doing the things that you do because that's what you want to do, because that's in your heart, that's who you are? Or are you doing it so you're not different from anybody else, so you're not standing out? And so that's a good question, I thought. Well, this is going to be a good conversation. And so, like I said, it brings up multiple ideas and ideologies, thoughts, and things like that. But again, I think he was going to the fact of being the difference. Are you that person that perpetuates hurt? Are you that person that, I don't know, just continues to sit and watch everybody else live, but you feel like you're not able to do what they do? You don't believe that you have the right to have what they have. I just think we have to be whatever kind of different God made us. Now, I'm not then saying for you to go out and just be different just because, well, I'm just not going to do what anybody else does because I want to be different. There was this guy I knew, and he was an older gentleman, and he wanted to do everything opposite of everybody else. And I don't necessarily think it was because it was who he was. He just wanted to not fit in, not conform, I guess. And in a way, is that good or is that bad? But what's your reason, So I think even in being different, whether you're whatever it is it because you that's who you are, or is it because now you're just trying to aggravate everybody? Oh gosh. So if anybody is online, feel free to leave comments and talk about it. But I think, again, I'm trying to joke about it a little bit because a lot of times, like I say, we think we are so different that we can't fit in. Does that make sense? We think we're so different that we can't fit in, but you can be different and still fit in. You can still be different and have friends. You can still be different and do some of the things that other people do. Do it as a group, do it as a family. It's okay. But I think a lot of times we put so much stress on ourselves to be the same. But being different in this scenario means making a difference. Being that person who's supportive, being that person who encourages other people, being that person who lifts people up instead of tears them down, being that person who is a lover, not a fighter, being that person who um, takes it for the underdog, and it don't mean you have to fight and all that kind of stuff, but just letting them know, hey, it's okay who you are. It's okay. So many times, like we've talked about before with bullying and things like that, it's like people just jump on board because then they don't want to be the one that's different. But it's okay to be different. It's okay to make a difference. It's okay to, um, you might want to write books. You might want to do poetry. You might want to sing songs, but your songs are different from everybody else. The poetry you write is different. Your story is different. Everybody's putting out self-help books, and with all the positive and encouraging words, but your self-help book looks a little dark. But it's self-help in the same way. It's just that your life has been a little bit darker than somebody else's. So I think we are all called to be a difference, to make a difference in some capacity. If you are a cook, be an awesome cook. you know, be different from everybody else. Make your potato salad with a little something extra that somebody else doesn't use. You don't have to use the same recipe as everybody else. You can make yours a little different and it'll still be potato salad as long as it tastes good, right? um what other ways can we make a difference? um I just think, right now there's a lot of people struggling. There's a lot of people unsure still about what's to come. There's a lot of people, and I don't remember what show. Were we talking about this on Saturday? I don't think we were talking about it on Saturday, but I don't know if it was a show or just a conversation that we used to have, like the big brothers and big sisters who, the young kids could reach out to, who they would be connected to make a difference, because they didn't have that. They didn't have anybody to reach out to. They didn't have anybody to talk to. So there was those organizations like Big Brothers and Big Sisters that came in and they made a difference. There are those prayer warriors at church who make a difference. Everybody who goes to church is not saved. So, people can hurt your feelings and things can happen. But there are those anointed vessels that God places in that facility to pray and to give people a word of encouragement, to give them a hug, to let them know Jesus hasn't forgotten about you. I mean, they're making a difference. People who go out and feed the homeless, they're making a difference. People who go out and um, educate people on like financial literacy, that is something we talked about on Saturday. They're making a difference, because everything those little sayings, and I did say this Saturday, those little posters that say everything I needed to learn, I learned in kindergarten. Not so. So a lot of things we did not learn, we picked up along the way. And I think when you pick up those things along the way, when you've learned, when you've survived something, when you've overcome something, now you have the power to make a difference, to make a difference in somebody else's life, to make a difference in how they journey through their or navigate through their journey. You have the information to give somebody to make better decisions than the decisions you made. You have the ability to tell people what to look for, because now you've been down that path and you know what it looks like. Be careful about this. Be careful how you um, talk about your finances or how much money you have in the bank. Be careful where you choose to live. Be careful how you leave your children at other people's homes, because the truth is, the person you leave them with might be a wonderful person, might be excellent, might be a good friend, but if you don't know who's coming in and out of their house, so you have the ability just to help people along the way. And I think that's what being the difference is, when you're able to help somebody and, stand with them. Maybe it's something you haven't been through. Maybe it's something you can't tell them about because you've not experienced it. But if you can just walk with them through the situation, if you can let them cry on your shoulder, if you can give them a card and let them know, I don't know what this feels like, I can't say, but I'm here for you. Can I take you to dinner? Can I bring you dinner? Can I don't know, can I come wash some clothes for you? Whatever the Lord lays on your heart. But it's something about being the difference, because we have enough people who are trying to be the same, that are trying to do the same thing the same way to the same capacity. But we need some people who are different, because I think it's the people who are different who see the needs, who see the hurt, and are not afraid to try to address it, or, again, like I said, just help somebody through. Being the difference doesn't always mean it's a big difference. It's like I've said before, and I think I did say this on Saturday's show. If you make the best pound cake, you're blessing somebody's life. You made a difference. If you are able to cook a meal and give it to somebody, you made a difference. If you're able to take care of somebody's child so they can go to work, go to a doctor's appointment, you made a difference. If you are able to, pray for them, to lead them through the scriptures, to the right scriptures for their situation, you're making a difference. I could stay on that one alone. We've got to be different, we've got to make a difference in this world. It's time out for just, watching life go by. It's time for us to live. It's time for us to, and I think when we're living, when we're liberated, I can't remember the poem, but oh gosh, I might be able to side eye and pull it up. But just about when you're liberated, when you're living, then a lot of times the people around you, they start, because you gravitate regardless to the people around you. You start thinking, and the way they think, you start acting the way they act, whether it's in a positive light or in a negative light. If you're around them enough, you pick up their habits, you pick up their energy. So even that energy that's given off, is it positive? Is it negative? Is it indifferent? I don't care. Whatever. So what? What do you mean, so what? It's not okay that people mistreat you. It's not okay that you're passed over for promotions. It's not because you're not smart enough. It's not because you can't do the job. Maybe that's not the place for you to be. Maybe it's time to move on. Be different. Don't stay there because everybody else has stayed there. Don't stay there because this is what everybody else thinks you should do, because jobs are scarce. But are they scarce? I just don't think you have to do that in this season. I think a lot of things are different. I think it's time for you to create your own path. As one of my friends posted something the other day. Yeah, oh gosh, I can't get my words together, but I don't know exactly how she said it, but basically what she was saying was, if the opportunity that you want is not available, nobody's offering it to you, create the path for yourself. Create that opportunity. Create a platform for yourself. That's why a lot of people go into business. Um, I can't say this definitively, but let's just say I started a restaurant. I might start a particular type of restaurant because that's the kind of food I like, but I can't find it anywhere in this area. So I'm like, I know I like it. My friends like it. I've heard other people on my job talk about they wish it was around here. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to open this restaurant. Oh, yeah. It's going to take some planning. It's going to take some investing, but you can do it because you have been made aware that there's a need. And so if you've been made aware that there's a need, then there's probably something in you that knows how to fix the problem, to bring a resolution, to bring awareness, more awareness, or bring that, I guess, just the resolution. You know what I'm saying? There's some things I see and I'll be like, why do people do it like this? Or why does this people get left out and not these people? And, you know, so if I see that, maybe I'm being inspired to contact my congressman. I don't know. I don't know what God has given you to do. I don't know how God has asked you to make a difference, but I'm pretty sure that He has asked all of us to make a difference. It doesn't have to be in the same way, to the same capacity. It doesn't even have to be all the time. You can make a difference maybe in different seasons of people's life. It's not something you operate in all the time, but when it's brought to you, when God nudges you, you do it. You make a difference. I'm going to tell you, there's a whole lot of people in the Charlotte area who are, man, they're doing it. They are out there. They're feeding people. They're bringing education. They get people registered to vote. They talk about when we were having the census. They try to make sure that people are aware how important the census is. There are nurses and doctors who are out in the community, even before COVID, educating people about diabetes and insulin and, cholesterol and just different things, giving them blood pressure checks, checking just all kinds of stuff, their iron, different things like that. That's making a difference. If you set up a tent and you educate the children, you have what is it used to be called, sidewalk Sunday school. Oh my gosh, I love sidewalk Sunday school. Even if you do that for the summer months, you're making a difference. You're giving those children, time to think and to be with other kids and be in a safe place and to learn and to, broaden their imagination. That's making a difference. See, a lot of times we think being the difference, making a difference is like big, like we cured cancer or we cured diabetes or we cured something, we are a Pulitzer Prize winner. But making a difference, being that difference, a lot of times it's just that small thing, that we take for granted. We're like, so I cleaned the church. I mean, it's no big deal. Honey, if you clean the church, I applaud you, because there's a whole lot of people that walk in and out of that church, walk over the trash, kick it under the pew, and won't pick it up. So if you clean the church, you're making a difference. If you keep your community clean, if you go out with a little group of your nieces and nephews picking up trash off out of your community in your neighborhood, you're making a difference. So I think, I just wanted to jump on. I hate JT's not here to, give his thoughts. Maybe he will. Um, maybe we can continue it next time or something like that. But being different is okay. Mm-hmm. You don't have to wear your hair the same way that everybody else does, to the same length. Your hair can be curly, your hair can be straight. Nowadays, your hair can be blue, purple, green. Now, some of that I think is just preference. But if that's what you want to do, Tap the Brown says that's your business. So I just want to encourage you, don't shy away from your difference. Don't shy away from the quirks and things that you have. I probably said this on the show before too. At work, whenever they're ordering food, they be like, "Are you ordering something?" And I'm like, "Yeah, why?" They're like, "Cause your order is always crazy." I mean, I have to just give them the note because they can't remember. I don't want any mayonnaise, mustard, or ketchup. I want my drinks without ice in it. They be like, your orders be different. But I'm not just gonna get a sandwich that I'm paying for and have all that stuff on there that I don't want on there. And yeah, I could wipe it off, but why would I want to do that? Just don't put it on there. Now, if I forget to tell you, that's one thing. I will pick it off or wipe it off, whatever. But why would I want to do that? I'm paying for this food, so I want to enjoy it. And so it's okay. I'm different. And if you're ordering food, I'm going to give you an order that's different. And it's okay. So it's okay. Maybe you're tired of living in the town that you're in, but your whole family is there. This is your hometown, but you want to go somewhere else. It's okay. Your family will love you and they will understand. Just come visit, stay present in the family, but it's okay. You can go somewhere else. You can do something else. Something where you can make a difference. Somewhere where you can make an impact. Yeah, do it. You can do it. So y'all know my big thing right now is bringing financial literacy, trying to help people because I know so many people are struggling. So many people work on jobs for 40 years or more and don't retire well. Their money runs out before they thought it would. So I'm trying to just bring awareness of making investments, of putting money aside, but not just in a bank account that's going to yield 1% interest. Put it in something that's going to yield a 9% interest, something better. When you buy stuff, you want to buy it at a low rate, a low interest rate. Absolutely. But when you're investing, invest high. Yeah. So I just wanted to jump on because I thought this topic was so spot on, especially right now. So I did want to jump on and just, tell everybody it's okay to be different. Go ahead and make the difference. Go ahead and start that organization. Go ahead and write that book. Go ahead and cut your hair. Whatever it is that makes you live, because that's the thing about it. It's time to stop just existing. It's time to stop just going on our daily routine just because that's what we're supposed to do. We go to church on Sunday because that's what we're supposed to do. That's what we've been conditioned to do. But why do we go? What do we get out of it? And what do we bring to the table when we get there? Do we bring our worship? Do we bring our praise? Do we bring our prayer, attitude of prayer or gratitude? You know what I'm saying? Do we bring our hugs and our smiles and, that encouragement for a brother or sister. What do we bring? Or we just bring ourselves? Because that's what we've been doing for most of our lives. When we go to that job, what do we bring? We talk about being in a relationship. We want our boo thing. We want a husband. We want a wife. But what are we bringing to the table? Are you able to communicate? Are you able to show compassion? Are you able to, or are you just going to bring, not going to be different? We're not going to compromise. This is it. And that's it. Because this is all I've ever known. Let's have some different type of relationships. Some happy relationships, some good relationships that make other people go #goals, relationship goals. So I hope y'all are understanding what I'm saying. It's okay. It is okay to be the difference. Pray about it. Ask the Lord what that means for you. Doesn't have to be the same as it is for me. Ask the Lord what it is for you, and then be willing to jump in and to do it. And then see the difference that it makes in your family. First of all, in you. Because I believe when you're given of yourself, when you're really walking in your purpose, when you're really doing what gives you life, then you bring life. See, a lot of times people are going on those jobs and they're frustrated, they're not making enough money, but they're scared to go somewhere else. And again, it starts trickling down to your family and your friends because you're just not happy. But when you start living, when you start having joy, when you start laughing, that scripture, laughter doeth good like a medicine, is good like a medicine. It truly is. When you start smiling more, you'll realize other people are smiling back at you. Things don't seem so bad. The situation is the same, but you're not the same anymore. Your attitude is different. And you're like, okay, I can deal with this. I can do this. I can handle this until something changes, because I'm going to do something to cause it to change. You start feeling your worth, and it's not okay for people to treat you like that. You know what? I ain't that lonely that I got to deal with this. I don't have to. But I don't have to. I can go vacation on my own. I can go find the house that I want on my own. I don't need somebody else. I'm just saying. When you get free, when you get happy, joyful on the inside, when you're grateful for the things you do have and not bitter about the things you don't have, oh, baby, that's making a difference. That's being the difference right there. Then you can teach other people how to do the same. Why are you crying over this person who doesn't care for you? Why are you crying that this job won't promote you? But you have the ability to do it. Go out there and be a competitor. Find another entity. If you don't want to own the business, find another entity that will appreciate you, that will promote you, that will pay you what you're worth. See, we have options these days. Before, we didn't really have all these options, but we have options now. We can do it. And there's support, and there are other people who are doing it. Honey, Facebook has like a group for everything. I saw a commercial and it said, dance accepts everyone or something like that. And I was like, is that a real Facebook group? I looked it up and it's in there. And then people be dancing. They be dancing different. All of them not the same. But they be in there and they in a happy place. Because they were other people who just accept. their style, their flaws, their everything, right? So listen, it's okay to be different, because when you stand in your difference is when you're going to be the difference. Okay? So we're going to take a quick break and we will be right back. And I'll just give a little closing remarks. Thank you guys for joining us. Be right back.
Thank you for being such a wonderful listening audience, whether you were listening live or on the replay. And don't forget to like our Facebook page, Making Connections with Aly and Shay, so that you can get notified every time we go live. Do you have a burning message to share with the audience? Contact Alycia Johnson at info@alyciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com with your topic idea and your message to be booked on the show. And if you're an inspirational speaker or a motivator or simply seeking a platform to share your message, contact Miss Alycia Johnson at info@alyciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com to be considered for 30 to 60 minutes of weekly airtime right here on the Making Connections Network. Again, contact Alycia Johnson at info@alyciajohnson.com. That's info@ALYSSIAJOHNSON.com to be considered for 30 to 60 minutes of weekly airtime, your own radio show right here on the Making Connections Network.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Making Connections. As we were doing our little break, I was just thinking about people always tell me, like, you're just so calm and laid back. Like, you never really get excited. And, there was a time when I tried to be like, hey, what? And just be loud. And it's just not in me. So I pray, you were able to get what you needed out of this video. It's meant to encourage you. It's meant to inspire you. That different doesn't mean bad. Doesn't mean that that you're less important. That you're less brilliant. That you're less beautiful. Mm-mm. You're just different, and it's okay. So now take that difference, because God gave it to you for a purpose, and be the difference. Okay. All right. So you guys know that this is Making Connections with Aly. Go like us on Facebook. Turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. But we're here every Monday at 2 p.m. and every Saturday at 12 noon. First Monday is our resident expert, Carrie Ann Lawrence, who will be coming with us next Monday. And she is our health and wellness guru, a holistic nurse practitioner. I think she's going to be having a juicing challenge coming up in July. If you haven't done that yet, you need to engage. That will be really fun. You just have to do one juice a day. But I guarantee you, once you start it, you'll probably want more. But yeah, join that challenge. And then on second Monday is usually different guests. Third Mondays is Shakita Malloy with the Pure Wisdom Prophetic Corner. She's also Another Chance House of Refuge. Probably you've seen her. She's got a transitional house for men. If you know some men who are going through some things and they just need a transitional place, reach out to her. I don't know all the specifics, but reach out, have a conversation. Fourth Mondays, of course, is James J.T. Sherman, co-founder of Big Woo Radio. They have shows like on Thursdays and Fridays. He does blog talk on Tuesdays, I think. So follow all these people on Facebook. They're doing great things. Join their groups, get in there, get busy, get excited, bring something to the conversation. All right. So again, like us on Facebook. You can like us on Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have all that stuff, but hey, we're working on something now. I think it's gonna be about an 8 week process, but hopefully in about 8 weeks we'll bring something new to the table. All right, you guys take it easy. Enjoy your day. Go be great because it's in you. Because God has no respect to person. And if He'll make one person great, then He's made all of us great. And we're great because we're made in His image, right? Mm-hmm. That part. All right, y'all have a good day. This is Allie, and until next time, as always, we're leaving you with love, positivity, and good vibes. Have a good day. Bye.